What up, Buzz? You tapped in? Okay, Goose, you tapped in too? All right, Chicago, y'all tapped in? All right, boys, let's crack 'em. Feel like Mike in the fourth with the ball in my hands and I'm taking a shot. I'm the king in the madhouse on Madison, whether I make it or not. Now the crowd going crazy, they watching the play and I'm watching the clock. Got my shot in the air and the buzzer go off and I'm watching it drop. This team did things. MJ shot City 6 rings. D-Rose too big, too fast, too strong. History, and we good on that. Put Jilla on the track and we good on whack. 3, 2, 1. Everybody say Bulls on tap. Bulls on tap. Our city pretty and gritty. Benny the bull in the crowd getting hyper and litty. Me, I'm so drippy, it's slippery. Nothing offends me. Banners on banners, we winners. We got the stats in the news. Go and subscribe. Hang out with Buzzy and Goose. Tapping with us, we the truth. Jilla just murdered the booth.
All right, we're just getting into it. It's me and Goose. We're here. Bulls lost. They split one with the Heat. We could talk about the win, but we're not going to talk about it. We're going to talk about Zach LaVine walking away and having the issue with the press person or the Bulls PR person. We're going to talk about that first. But before we do, ontapsportsnet.com is where you go. On X or Twitter, you follow us at Goose on Tap, Buzz on Tap, on Tap Sportsnet, Bulls on Tap. It's a lot. It's a mouthful. Most important thing out of all this, go to the YouTube. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. Thank you for getting us over 1,000. We're chasing 2,000. Hopefully it happens quick. All right. Zach LaVine, listen, man, the reason I'm not getting the whole spiel and we're not talking about fun, they split it with the Heat, all right? So they got a win and they got a loss against the Heat in the 2 games that we played. We didn't do Saturday night because I was inebriated. Could not do the episode. It wasn't going to happen. We probably tweeted something else out. I don't know, but that's what happened.
You had to do yard work, which was a reference to the previous show where we said you were going to be doing yard work.
Well, I did. I burned all day, but I got inebriated, and I cleaned. Dude, I got my gutters too, and I was pretty excited about that. So, like, they're all good now. Flex sealed. I was trying, before I got to get new gutters. And getting off topic now. See, getting off topic. All right, he pulls away from the Bulls PR person. I'm not gonna pretend I know her name. I should have looked into it a little bit more, but I didn't, in that aspect of things, but I didn't. Give me your thoughts to that, dude, because we haven't talked since Saturday. So what running through your mind, what are you thinking?
Well, first I'm thinking we obviously skipped the wrong game. The Bulls finished tonight with a cleanup crew in a game that actually started out fairly competitive. I thought we were going to have maybe the first enjoyable basketball game of the season. Obviously didn't end that way. But in regards to Zach with the PR incident, it's just a bad look overall. It's not just the organization being speculated in trade rumors at this point. Your agency is literally putting out your trade destinations, your trade dislikes in terms of saying that you don't want to end up in New York. This situation is very real at this point. Your team has a comeback win against one of the teams that you have referenced that you would like to land and end up on. And your team wins the game and you walk off the floor in disgust. Doing a little bit of research online, I read a post from a fan, obviously, who knows how accurate or real it is with how much people like attention these days. It could all be fabricated. But essentially, from what he said from his seats, he could see the whole incident. And Zach unintentionally, just jerk reaction. Somebody's grabbing him, turns and kind of Then once he realizes what happens, he turns and from the tunnel, he yells, "I'm fucking tired." Don't know if he's referring to exhaustion, referring to being tired with the situation.
Well, it can't be exhaustion, Goose, because he took 10 shots.
Well, no. Tonight he took 10 shots.
Or 9 shots. Was it 9 shots the other night?
Nine tonight. Did he take 9 the other night too?
He took, yeah. So in the win, LaVine took 10 shots.
Okay, tonight he took 9.
Tonight he took 9. So it couldn't have been exhaustion from either night. So obviously he's irritated. So I just put something on Twitter. But it appears that he quit. Am I saying I know he quit? No, I don't fucking know what he did. Just use your eyes instead of, that's what I mean. All these people on there is like, well, what makes you fucking say that? I don't know. The guy who's known as being the scorer, an elite scorer in the NBA, can't get 20 shots up through 2 games.
Yeah, no. I would say that is more alarming than the ignoring the PR person in itself.
I just think it's
The
an
fact that
attitude
he
problem.
only took 10 shots and then he followed that up despite all the drama surrounding this. Rich Paul going to Shams and putting out a report saying there was no malicious intent.
Yeah, he talked to the Bulls front office. Everything's cool.
That it's being blown out of proportion and so on and so forth. And then tonight, Zach LaVine goes out there against the team that you just beat. Like I said, this game was competitive in that first set, mostly due to Kobe White. But you have that performance, you have that incident, and then you come out and you do worse. You put up 9 shots. You're the max player on this team. You're not a defensive asset. If you're not putting up over 15 shots a game, there's something wrong. And I know Billy's not telling you not to shoot the ball.
He's just trying to raise his percentage. That's why he's taking so little shots.
I don't.
Percentage is shit. So he's just trying to raise it up as much as he can. He's going to be getting moved.
With it. In the win, he did have some pretty.
He tried 3 times.
Yes, he tried 3 times when the game mattered, and it was effective. And I'm not saying that's good or I'm giving him a pass, but I don't think that he's trying to stat pad in the sense that he's trying to boost his percentages. Teams know who he is. Looking at paper right now with the situation that he's in isn't going to tell the story. Zach is doing a decent job at playing this professionally. Most players in this situation do just start to sit out. I get the look on your face. You're giving me that. Stop giving him excuses. But that is the reality of this situation.
You're not wrong. See,
guys who are as heavily involved in trade scenarios and wanting out that he is currently, generally don't even show up to the games. They're sitting out waiting for it to happen in a player holdout style fashion.
I know you're not wrong, but I just don't. I don't accept it. It's probably gonna get. It's gonna end up what gets me canceled from the social media site.
You still make $40 million a year. You're still wearing a Bulls jersey. You're still suiting up. You're supposedly 100% healthy in your own words from what you've told us to start this season, which was not the case to start the last season. So this is inexcusable. The performance is inexcusable. The team's record is a reflection of Zach's second slow start to a season in a row. This one without excuses. And obviously, in comparison, DeMar DeRozan's future here is just as in question outside of the fact that reports are they are, still negotiating the contract. But at the end of the win, he's out on the floor getting water bottles dumped on him, celebrating a victory against a team that was on a win streak that you were down 22-1 against and came back. Like, that's something worth celebrating, especially for a team that hasn't had much to celebrate all season.
It shows you the respect level, right? And that's they all respect DeMar. I mean, DeMar taking 12 shots the other night and taking 10 shots tonight doesn't tickle my fancy either. It's like, are they trying to lock Vooch out or show that Vooch is an issue because he's been getting the most shots and they're not winning? Is that something they're trying to do? He just see, now I'm going to go on my rant now. I have no idea why DeMar is playing to that, because I know he wants to take more shots and I know he can get more shots. I don't know what all of this is. Maybe it's those two against Vooch. I have no idea. But for as far as Zach LaVine goes for me right now, I am so tired of watching him play basketball. I'm so tired of pretending that we have to. I'm going on my rant now, Goose, since you're back. I'm so tired that we have to keep you have to watch what you say all the time. That's what I was talking about. I'm gonna get can't. I don't care. I don't care. So that's why I'm saying this right now about LaVine. You get paid a shit ton of money. These people come out, some of them are kids. And yeah, you're right. You're not a role model. It's not your problem, right? But you know what? You think for $40 million a year in a city that cheers your name when you come out, you wouldn't be a jagoff. And that's what you appear to be to me right now. And the reason I don't know the personal issues, but I'm not backing down from it anymore. Dude, these are athletes. I'm in 1,000 there if I'm lucky.
And in Zach's situation, it is a city and a team and a town that allowed you and built you. You came in the Jimmy Butler trade coming off of an ACL injury. Nobody really, you weren't a household name at that point. The Bulls took a risk on you in trading their best player at the time, who has gone on to compete in championships and have playoff success. You were eventually the main piece in that deal with Chris Dunn, becoming not even so much of a rotational player in the NBA. Lowry's obviously an all-star, but that didn't happen until he left Chicago. For Zach, His all-star appearances started in Chicago. The platform to be the top guy on a roster all started here. So to go out this way is not how you want to be remembered as a Bulls player. And you wore this jersey for over half a decade. So you got to get it right before.
And what have you done to act this way? Got to the playoffs fucking one time? Like, that's what you've done today. You've gotten to the playoffs one time. Yeah, the Bulls suck. It's the NBA. Everybody gets in. You got to be just halfway decent. 6 team out of fucking 30 teams get in. Then they made a play-in to get even more in. And you can't even do that. It's such a fucking crazy thing, man. Like, I know people are going to go nuts about this. Oh, he's just hating. Like, no, the dude's never been in my top 5 favorite Bulls for a reason on the fucking current squad. And there's a reason why. It's because of shit like this. You can see it coming from him. He's a one-way. Everything Cowley said about him that all these people hate, now you're watching the city turn on him like this. It's because it's true. It's true. And here, Michael, in our comments, at what point do the Bulls sit him? Well, look, you know who played hard as hell tonight, and I know you're going to be proud of his performance, is Kobe White. Went hard on both ends of the floor, showed that he could try to score the ball. Is it consistent? No. Is he going to replace Zach's scoring and his talent? No. We all know that. But you know what? If you want to throw him out there.
I mean, to be fair, you give Kobe White 20 shots a game, I'm sure he's averaging over 20 points.
There you go. I mean, if we really want to be like this, let's just tell the truth. Let's stop towing the line so these other podcasts or these other people want to talk to us. Who cares? They suck.
And I didn't get to hear your rant on the Vooch and giving him the most shots.
You can listen back on OnTapSportsNet.com.
Can I? I'm allowed to do that? I have access to that? Wow. I don't think that Vooch contract looks horrible right now.
Oh, yeah, it's bad.
Outside of certain matchups, he was getting killed by Kevin Love, let alone Bam Adebayo.
It's okay. We want him to be the tank master. Yeah, that's what we said. We're going to pay him and then go and tank. He's good for tanking. You'll put up your good numbers. You'll be like, oh, wow, Vooch ain't too bad. And then a team will trade for him and pay more than they probably should have. Oh, shit. We did that.
Yeah. So Vooch is going to be our tank commander. It used to be campaign, and now it's going to be blockhead.
Yep. Don't worry. Patrick Williams looked good for the first fucking quarter, his first stint of the game, and then disappeared after that.
He had 7 minutes, although he did miss a dunk. I'm really getting tired of Patrick Williams almost yams. I'm so done with the almost yams, bro. I can't do it anymore. It's like every time he goes up, I'm like, this is going to be it. Ah, shit, back iron again. Mother, why?
Oh,
just
God.
once. Finish it.
So Julian Phillips got his first points today.
Oh, wow. Yeah. No.
All right, let's talk about it. Let's talk.
To be fair, he did have a couple decent looking dunks with the Windy City Bulls, but we've already expressed our takes on the majority of the G League activities.
Right. Andre Drummond believes he could be a starter in the league. He played 14 minutes tonight. I'm sure he can get a couple spot starts here and there, no problem. I'm just reading off news. That's all I'm reading off right now. So Dalen Terry, he didn't get in for a coach's decision. The only player that didn't play, was he dressed? Is he dressed to play?
No, he's been in street clothes just about every night.
What do you think? What do you think Billy says when he gets to work, Dalen? Dalen, go wipe the window down. Go clean off the dry erase board out there. You think they got smart boards?
They picked up his option.
Yeah, I know.
And at this point, that is looking laughable. It's like, you can't save face by picking up someone's option and making it look like, hey, we didn't screw up. If he's coming to the games in street clothes.
Hey, man.
Fully healthy.
And this is who I'm entrusting to rebuild a whole new team. It's maddening. Everything that's happened is maddening and gross.
No, I mean, you play this back. Lauri Markkanen's made more All-Star appearances than Vucevic. Is going to be probably a long-term all-star if you keep watching the things that this kid is doing in Utah.
Yeah, I was watching Utah last night, dude. Oh my goodness.
So
they got robbed. He got fouled.
You had that guy in your building. You had him in a situation where you could have got a team-friendly contract long-term, probably, if you would have handled it a little better and not empowered Jim Boylan to be a chooch. And you start there. The Vooch trade, the Magic are already a better team than you. They proved it to you in the last week. and that's after you repay the guy. So now you got DeMar, who has been the best thing out of this situation, who, in all fairness, was, in my opinion, the riskiest, probably least likely to outplay his contract, considering what everybody else was offering him at the time in terms of the mid-level exception compared to the $26 million we gave him per year. Thought it was going to be Dwayne Wade 2.0, and unlike the Dwayne Wade experiment, I actually thoroughly enjoyed DeMar in a Bulls jersey, and when he goes, I will actually be sad because of the way that he's handled himself and the kind of professional that he is. But this whole scenario is such a shit show. I mean, then you got Halliburton, who's also going to be an all-star that you could have had instead of Patrick Williams, who is now, I guess, trying to be your sixth man like he was at FSU. Because,
he was plus 15 tonight, so, yeah.
That plus minus for him is always glorious. I guess he should just always
play the whole fucking game, huh?
Just always play with Alex Caruso, and things will be great.
Because it tells the whole, Alex Caruso. I mean, my God. I put out a tweet earlier. It was like, there's a reason you watch. He just gets the team engaged right away, throws himself all over the place. He'd be an ass to do so much, coming to work and doing it for a lot less than Zach LaVine is. And, it's, dude, I mean, this is not, I know it's not my money. I get it, but I play the video game and it's my money in the game. So that's what we're talking about.
It doesn't matter that it's your money. It's your time, buddy. Like,
it's just like
everybody who listens to our show and a fan that doesn't listen to our show is out there watching this team spending, there's like four games a week, 3 to 4 on average. So you're spending 9 to 12 hours of your life a week watching this.
Yeah, I don't have to, I guess, but
I mean, we kind of have to.
No, we do kind of have to. We're under contract.
But there's people who don't have to, and they still do.
Yeah,
and it's embarrassing to be tried to be sold a product that is sold as something that's going to compete or at least make the playoffs and at least have some postseason play of some kind. And this is the product we've gotten almost every night of the year, except this game was backwards. Instead of starting like shit, we finished like shit.
Yeah, Jimmy Butler's just going to be rolling when he comes over here and be like, this fucking kid sucks. That's probably what Jimmy Butler thinks.
My favorite part of the game tonight was Jimmy and DeMar BSing on the baseline. Just that was probably it for me. It was a little bit of Bulls nostalgia, and then obviously, as you pointed out earlier, Kobe White's play was encouraging.
Yeah, that was the big things to me.
The more games that go on, the more clear it becomes the development of Kobe White, maybe Ayo Dosunmu and Patrick Williams, and I guess Julian Phillips and Dalen Terry, if he's ever allowed out of street clothes, is kind of what this season is coming to outside of the players that you get back in any of these potential trades.
Dalen Terry has an injury.
Oh.
It says left patellar tendon strain. Must have got that in the G League, I bet. No way. I haven't seen much of them up here. But
no, I don't know about that one. But okay.
Yeah.
I don't know when that happened. I don't recall hearing that happened.
It's just what it's listed as.
Alex Caruso plays.
Oh, that wasn't tonight. That was the last game. Tonight says coach's decision.
Yeah, coach's decision. Yeah.
But last night, or the last win said patellar tendon thing.
Okay, so they're just BSing.
Yeah, they're just full of shit. All right. Speaking of full of shit, is anybody who thinks the Bulls are going to get a W playing like this against Oklahoma City? Because that's the next matchup. And Oklahoma City is on a roll. They're 10-4. They're first in the Northwest Division and the Western Conference. OKC is fucking dangerous. Also, a name. Super fun. This is a little fun part of the episode now. A name that I've seen mock pop up, and I'm very certain no one of note has said anything like this that OKC's in it. I've seen multiple though of Josh Giddey for LaVine rumors and stuff like that. Building something around that. OKC does have some money.
As much as we kind of just shat on Zach to start this show.
Yeah,
who put Zach on a team with SGA and Chet Holmgren? With some of the athletic wings that they have over there.
I don't recall me ever saying Zach was a bad player, and I don't recall you saying it either.
No,
I think that we just went after his character. So let's just make sure everybody knows that. Clip that, Brian. We're not saying he's a bad player. We're saying he's a jag. That's all we're saying. Well, he didn't say that. I said that. So clip that.
On that one.
Yeah, Brian's the man. If you don't know Brian, he's the man. He does all of our clips for us, and I love him. But
Thank you, Brian.
Thank you, Brian.
I hope to buy you a beer someday.
I will buy him. I'll Venmo him right fucking now. He's gonna be mad at me because I said the F word, but I'm so mad. I am. I'm mad.
But no, I mean, and the thing is with Zach is, I don't think there's many teams that he wouldn't make better, especially the teams that he's going to where he is the clear second, third option, like we touched on the last time that we talked. A hierarchy is going to be something that's important for Zach. And obviously SGA is going to have the ball the majority of the time over there in OKC, which is why they're even probably willing to part with Giddey if that has any relevancy to it at all.
I'm sure it does. Like I said, it's just somebody said it would make sense, but it made me think, and I was like, oh, you know what? It would make a little bit of sense.
Giddey is somewhat of like that Lonzo-esque player where he's not a great shooter at this point. If he became a great shooter, he'd be a great player.
Right.
Not typical, like drive and kick player, but a very smart player, very skilled, and I guess would be intriguing. But no, I mean, the Zach situation, I guess, is playing itself out right in front of us. We thought that maybe it would be DeMar that got traded and Zach got to stay, but it almost feels at this point that Zach is forcing his way out. And I don't know if that is just organizational related, like he doesn't see the vision, because obviously we don't see the vision either, so who can blame him there? But I don't know. Is he just tired of continuity?
His return is going to upset everybody. Except the people that are going to be realistic about it, too.
The issue, as we've pointed out, he's got a trade kicker. Whatever team takes him on has to pay him 15% more per year than he's already making. And at $40 million, that's $6 million plus extra a year for the remainder of his contract. And he has that player option at the end, which he's not turning down because it's already over $40 million.
Well, of course he wouldn't. He'd be fucking nuts, too.
With a trade kicker, he's going to be looking at $50 million in the last year of his contract.
So
it's getting into that Bradley Beal territory, and even without Zach having a no trade clause like Beal had, the value is going to be, unless you're taking on shit salaries, it's going to be horrible. And we talked about it on the last show too.
My realistic goals after our last show and coming into right now is I really feel like there is fire starting in the smoke we've been seeing with Sacramento. Listen, it's not an accident that Sacramento's popping up in his name. I mean, they have been linked to him for years.
They were the ones that offered him the contract originally,
right? And they have a dog point guard in De'Aaron Fox. They've got a good big in Sabonis.
Yeah, Fox was the point guard I always wanted to pair with Zach.
You'll have Zach LaVine with them if they do this. And people think they're going to get Keegan Murray or something. Like, they're not. They're going to get like fucking Davion Mitchell and Harrison Barnes to make the money work. But if we're lucky, we'll get a first round pick, maybe two with that return. Maybe. Everybody thinks we're gonna get something for him. We're not. I just, if we get young talent and picks, I'll be fucking
well. And it was kind of questionable on the value that we were gonna get when he wasn't acting like this. Now,
oh yeah. I think this makes it worse. I think that this is like the Bulls want to get rid of him. They have to get rid of him. We'll make it look respectable, but like not good, and they'll just be like, okay, because the perception they're getting right now, you know what, Jerry don't want to be in the news for the Bulls like that.
And what's so messed up here is we joke about clutch sports all the time, but this is so much a clutch sports maneuver.
Oh yeah,
Zach gets his big payday, which clutch is known for. Get your players paid. He has that trade kicker, and now he's going to force his way out at minimal value to a team that he wants to go to because nobody else is willing to give up the assets because they're seeing this is what you get when he is not happy and he's not where he wants to be or going after what he wants, which I guess I don't know what that is, because you have the ability.
He got the bag. What
he got the bag. I know, and that's. I guess my question is, what is Zach's motivation?
Well, I guess he wants to win. Does he want
to win so he can change that narrative around himself?
I hope. Because he's been so heavily linked, dude. He's been so heavily linked to the West Coast. I hope they turn around, fuck around, and send him to Detroit. I know he's in the same division. I know. And people go, oh, Detroit's somewhat nice. Yeah, okay. No, that's not the point. It's just like how Kawhi wanted to go to the West Coast, and then he got shipped to Toronto. Canada. I know they went and got a title.
Another country.
Yeah, but he got shipped to another country. And Levine's got years. That's what I want. I don't care, dude. I'm so done, dude. You come out like you don't play. It's like when you lose me as a person because like I do consider myself like a pretty big fan of the team. I obviously I cover them. I've had season tickets like for like years before I didn't because there's so many little kids running around this bitch. But like it's just it's just mind blowing to me. I could watch this guy come out who says all the right things, right? The typical athlete robot, and take a complete shit on any sort of fan that paid to go there. And people be like, like that's your choice to go there. You're right. You're absolutely right. And it was my choice to cheer him, to help him get to and to get online and be like, this guy, he balls out. He does a good job. He's a good offensive, player. To create that fan base pressure of keeping a player, I think still does exist a little bit in the NBA. And I'll tell you this, I think this fan base got up for him. For him to get down this low, again, if he had won something, brother, if he was like Dame out in Portland, who was carrying his team to the playoffs.
No, I mean,
he's never been that. He's never going to be that because he's one-dimensional.
What is crazy to me about this whole scenario and the way that it's playing out is, and I never thought that I'd say this, but Zach LaVine is probably going to go down as less memorable than somebody like Ben Gordon.
Well, no, yeah, Ben Gordon's fighting. Ben Gordon won you playoff games.
Yes,
Ben Gordon won you playoff games.
It is as minor as Ben Gordon is in my mind in terms of Bulls lore and just history in general and caliber of player that you want to remember your franchise by. I don't think Zach is even going to scrape that with what he accomplished and what he's going to leave here with. Maybe success on a different team will make us think differently of his time here, but the way things are going, there's been a lot of fun moments, but this is
the franchise.
Kind of a train wreck.
The franchise failed him. I get it. All right.
But how did the franchise fail him?
Well
they fired him
because they believed that he was good enough to be the guy and put it into his head that he was probably good enough to be the guy, and he's not the fucking guy. So that's how they failed him. Because they built him up.
So they gave him too much?
Yeah.
Too much opportunity and too much respect.
Haven't you ever heard of an inflated ego?
Yes, I have. But I don't think that is organizational. It's malpractice on their part because they picked the wrong guy.
Right. It's malpractice.
But they didn't set him up for failure.
I think they did on this run. I think they've done that with their drafting. If they thought he was the guy.
The Lonzo move, yes, we all thought DeMar and him were not going to fit. And in 35 games, we thought we were proven wrong when it clearly
35 games of excellence always comes back into it. That's how you remember him. Right there.
It's 35 games of excellence.
I'm not even fucking with you. He's been. What did you say? What did you say earlier? He was here for like over a half decade, and we're talking about a 35 fucking game stretch in 2021. That's your highlight of Zach LaVine. I have spiked this mic so many times because I've gotten so mad, and like people watch our show, like we get listens, and I'm really proud and happy about that. I don't get this way. This dude, I don't talk bad about players usually because I usually kind of side with them. Because it's billionaire or millionaire thing, but no, fuck you. I'm a thousandaire and I'm upset that I paid watch his millionaire play, or I paid the $82.99 it is for YouTube TV or whatever the hell it is a month so I can watch my sports because I don't illegally stream it because I'm not a jackass. And this guy comes out there and in 2 games takes 20 shots, supposed to be one of the best scorers in the league. You sell me that he is some sort of perennial all-star. He was a flash in the pan 2-time all-star that got in. He did it on some good scoring, on good averages. He was doing some things. It was great. He is peaked. He will not get any better than he is now.
I think the second time he got in as an alternate, did he not?
You know what, dude? He's so I don't even fucking know.
I'm pretty sure the second time he got in as an alternate, and the first time was obviously because of the 35 games of excellence. The Bulls' record and their success compiled with his numbers finally gave him some relevancy there, and that 35 games of excellence got him over $35 million a year too. So
Tony, get us a fucking shirt and Bulls font, please. I swear to God, that's how you want to remember it. We should all start wearing that to games. So this is what you gave us: 35 games of excellence. That's what we got out of you. 35 games. You were first in the East for about
35 games. Oh.
Okay. All right.
I'm glad that I do this with you.
Me too.
I have to say that it does make the watching and the crying experience of being a Bulls fan a lot more fun, because otherwise be a depressed Bulls fan. At least I get to be a kind of angry, giggly.
Do you know how pathetic I am? I start my league every night after I watch them and build a whole new team. And just a whole new team.
You've got a sickness, my friend.
I do. Like, I got Bones Highland. He's starting for me right now. I brought in Tyler Hero. I traded his ass to Miami. I sent Levine to Miami. I brought in Tyler Hero. I got Jovic came over in that deal. My center. Who the hell is my center? Oh, I kept Vooch. I kept because I'm tanking. Because I'm trying to get Cooper Flag. You know what I mean? Yeah. But I drafted Isaiah Collier from USC. And now I'm going to go get Cooper Flag. And I'm going to build myself a little squad.
Okay. Well, good luck with tonight's version of the
Thank you. I'll let you know how it goes.
Version 75.3.
Yeah.
And with another around 65 plus games left here, I'm sure you'll make another 60 plus rosters.
I also fired my coach. I hired some AI generated guy. I don't even know who the hell it is.
I mean, if the Bulls fire Billy after that extension, that's what they're going to be able to afford too. Coach. So,
oh my goodness gracious! Any last words before we? Oh yeah, shit. When do they actually play? I know it's against. Is that Wednesday night?
I believe so.
Okay, cool. All right, yeah, well, we'll be back next time they're on because
we'll be back next time they're on.
That's what we're gonna do. Okay, because we care and we show up to work, unlike Zach Levine. Go to TapSports.com. Goodbye.